Okay, to start and explain you this method, I have selected a past paper question 2011. The topmost points A, B, C of the three lampposts lie in a horizontal plane at the vertices of an equilateral triangle of side A. A, B, C are the points that we have to consider. A, B, C is an equilateral triangle. Side length A. Still, I'm not going to mark A, B, C because later in the question they say about a wind. So we have to consider that first. A wind blows in the direction of AC at a steady speed U. So it is easy for us to mark the wind either horizontally or vertically without taking an angle, inclination. So I'm going to take AC like this. Then I can easily mark the wind speed horizontally. So that is UAC. So this should be B. එහෙම මාක් කරගත්තේ නැත්නම් question එක ටිකක් අමාරු වෙනවා, simplification එක ගොඩක් අමාරුයි. ඒ හින්දා හැම වෙලේම horizontal හරි vertical හරි ඒ වගේ fixed information එකක් තියෙනවා නම් මේක mark කරගන්න horizontal හරි vertical හරි. Okay, continuing. A bird whose speed relative to wind is V. That is the first information we have to write down. Relative velocity of the bird with respect to wind. Relative to wind is given as that can be in any direction. නේද මේ bird ට ඕනම direction එකක යන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට ඒක unknown direction එක represent කරන්නේ මෙහෙමයි. Velocity v. That v is given as v greater than u. Very important. V greater than u. Flies from A to B, along A to B, and then from B to C. So that is the path, A to B, B to C. Then we have to draw the velocity triangles, relative velocities for both parts of the journey in the same diagram. Okay. So we know the velocity of wind. Velocity of wind with respect to earth is horizontally right hand side u. So B is my bird, wind W, E earth. Always write this information when you start the question. Now what we want is velocity of bird relative to earth. That is the missing velocity. Because we know the direction of the bird relative to earth, A to B, but we don't know the velocity, magnitude. Only the direction is given. So we want the velocity of bird relative to earth. And according to relative velocity theory, you know, we can take a different letter here. Velocity of bird. What is the other letter? We have W. So velocity of bird relative to wind plus, then starting from this letter, velocity of wind relative to E. So in between B and E, we have to put the third letter. Okay, now I can mark the velocities where we know the magnitude and direction. Velocity of bird relative to wind, unknown direction, magnitude V. Then velocity of wind respect to earth, this one known. Velocity of bird relative to earth is in this direction. Since this is equilateral triangle, this should be 60. This is also 60. Equilateral triangle. Then the direction is this, 60 degrees to horizontal. But we don't know the magnitude. Let's take it as W1. Now I have to give letters to represent these three vectors. So this is PQ, PQ vector, QR, this should be PR. Okay, first part done. Now I have to construct the velocity triangle using circle theory. So when I take this one, this vector V, the direction is unknown. So I can't draw this one straight away because the direction is unknown. So I have to start from this, start from U. Since I'm drawing this first, I have to interchange these two. Then මේ කියලා දෙන steps ඕනම circle method ගානකට ওই විදිහටම තමයි කරන්න. You have to follow all the steps to any aircraft problem, to any river problem. So if you want, you can write those steps as well. First, after writing these velocity equations, you have to interchange the vectors. First, you have to draw the velocity where both direction and magnitude is given. So draw that. U to this side, U. Then second one, direction unknown, so you can't draw that. When you draw the first vector, this is the starting point of the vector. This is the finishing point. That is the center of our circle. Now we are going to draw a circle. This is circle method. So center of that circle is this. Now construct a circle, listen carefully, construct the circle such that the radius of the circle is the second vector. Radius of the circle is the second vector. Then we have to worry about the length of our radius. See, radius is V. The inequality was given in the question. V is greater than U. If V is greater than this length, our circle is more than this. Our circle is having the radius more than this vector. So I have to draw the circle like this. A larger one, larger than the vector marked. Now, second vector still we can't draw, but I can draw the resultant. I can draw the resultant of these two. The result is 60 degrees north of east, 60 degrees horizontal. Then that vector is drawn starting from this point, finishing at any circumference point on the circle. කොහොමද resultant vector එක අඳින්නේ? මෙන්න මේක තමයි resultant vector එක. අර first vector එක පටන් ගත්ත තැන ඉඳලා මෙන්න මේ direction එකට අපි line එක අඳිනවා circumference එක touch වෙනකම්. So that is 60 degrees. This is that. 60 degrees to horizontal. What is this? W1. W1. Now join the center and this point. So it seems like perpendicular to change that because they are not perpendicular. Let me take this here. නැත්නම් ඒක perpendicular කියලා පේනවා. So this is the resultant. So I'm going to put two arrowheads. This is that vector V. Then අපිට automatically අර unknown direction එක එනවා මේ පැත්තට කියලා. Okay, first triangle done. Then we have to mark the points as well. PQ, PQ, this is R, QR, resultant is PR from here to here. Now I'm going to consider the next path B to C, B to C. Velocity of bird relative to earth, velocity of bird relative to wind plus velocity of wind relative to earth. You can continue the equation here, but I don't have space. That's why I took here. So that is velocity of bird relative to Earth from B to C. Then the direction is like this, downwards. Let's take that velocity as W2. That inclination is 60 degrees to horizontal. 60 degrees to horizontal. Then velocity of bird relative to wind, we don't know. It is V. This is U. Now, this velocity here, this vector here is unchanged. Is unchanged from this case, from A to B. This is our second case from B to C. These two are common, this vector and this vector here. This vector was represented by PQ. So this should be PQ. Why did I write that PQ here? Because I know at last I'm going to interchange these two vectors. This will be representing U. So this is for U. This should be Q. Now I can't put R, and I'm going to make this R1 and this R2. I changed the letter. This is R1. This is R1. This is R2. QR2. So resultant is PR2. PR2 vector. Now continue the triangle. Interchange these two. PQ already marked. Then resultant PR2. What is the direction? In this direction, downwards, making an angle 60 to horizontal. So this is 60. Now join center with this circumference point. That is R2. Now this is my resultant W2. This is V. Since Q is the center, this is radius. This is representing the radius. V, radius, V. Both of them are equal. Okay, now we have completed the velocity triangle. Okay, you can write it down. You can draw it, but hurry up. Now the simplification part. I'm going to erase this diagram. This is the map of ABC. Should have that in your answer. Remember the distances are A. Okay. Speed equals distance over time. Speed equal distance over time. So subject T, that is distance divided by speed. So our requirement now to find time is to obtain the velocity. We want W1 and W2 because W1 is the relative velocity of the bird to fly from A to B, and W2 is to fly from B to C. So we want W1 and W2 in order to obtain the times, 2 times. Okay, what are they? W1. Now I want length of this vector. For that, I'm going to do this thing. A perpendicular is drawn from Q to this W1 vector. Then I'm going to mark this angle alpha, and alpha is a variable given by us. So first I have to find that. Now consider only PQR1 triangle. From PQR1 triangle, resolve this one to get this perpendicular. Resolve this U vector to get this perpendicular. Then resolving part එක physics. U මොකක්ද දෙන්න ඕන? Sin 60. When we resolve this U to get this black color distance, it should be U sin 60. Then it is U sin 60. Then we can take the same distance, same length by resolving V. v එක resolve කරලා ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. Then that is v sin alpha. When we resolve this, I can get this distance by sine. So both of them represent the same length. Both of them represent the same length. So these two are equal. හරි කාට හරි resolving part එක තේරුම් නැත්නම් පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න. I hope you know basics in mechanics, resolving parts. So u sin 60 is root 3 over 2 v sin alpha. Now I can take sin alpha. That is root 3u divided by take v down 2v. So this is my variable alpha. Now I can draw a triangle and mark alpha. This is alpha. Sin alpha. Sin is opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite side is represented by numerator, which is root 3u. Denominator represent hypotenuse, 2d. Then I can find this. What is this? Use Pythagoras relation. Square of this minus square of this, take square root, will give you this one. Let me label that as y. What is y? 2v square minus root 3u square is y square. This is 4v square minus 3u square, square root is y. මේක නම් Pythagoras relation දැම්මේ O level. Now what is W1? Again from that same triangle, what is W1? When we resolve v and u to this direction, I can resolve this u like this, then I can get this distance, that is u cos alpha, cos 60, u cos 60. Then from here to here, resolve this v like this, v alpha, v cos alpha. Now from this triangle I can find cos alpha. Adjacent hypotenuse both are given. So W1 is the sum of these two. This entire vector from here to here is the sum of u cos 60 and v cos alpha. So that is u cos 60 plus v cos alpha. ඒක එහෙම තියන්න. ඒක substitute කරමු අපි පස්සේ. Now to find W2, have to do the same thing. Draw the perpendicular like this to the vector we are finding. Then we want this angle, take it as beta. Directly you can't take the same angle, alpha, but when we simplify, you can see both alpha and beta are same, but directly straight away you can't mark this as alpha because there is no geometrical relationship to say that. Then for PQR2 triangle, from PQR2 triangle, find the length of this perpendicular by resolving u. Resolving u, you get u sin 60. U sin 60 equal, resolve v, then it is v sin beta. V sin beta. Then I have my beta, sin beta is u sin 60. Sin 60 is root 3 by 2. So it is root 3 times u, 2 times v. So same thing. Therefore, we can say alpha is equivalent to beta because sin alpha, sin beta have the same fraction. Now, W2, resolve u downwards towards the angle. So it is cos u cos 60 plus v cos beta. From here to here, it is u cos 60. From here to here, v cos beta. So instead of beta, I can put alpha. Then both these are same. W1, W2 samana වෙනවා because alpha equal beta. Okay, I will explain again W1 and W2. Okay, W1 is the vector from P to R1. Resolve this U to this side. U to this side. So it is towards the angle, towards the 60-degree angle. So it is U cos 60. So that is from here to here. If I can construct a parallelogram like this, then resolve this hypotenuse of this right angle triangle along this path, that is V cos alpha. From here to here, it is V cos alpha because towards the angle cos. So from here to here, distance is V cos alpha, here to here, U cos 60. That sum of these two is W1. Then when I resolve this V to this side, away from this alpha angle, then from here to here is V sin alpha, which is equivalent to this line. We can resolve to both directions. We have to resolve this hypotenuse only. We can resolve only the hypotenuse, either in this direction or this direction. Are you clear now? One who asked the question. To find the total time, we have to add time taken to travel from A to B and B to C. So TAB, time taken to travel from A to B is distance from A to B. Distance from A to B is A over velocity from A to B. Velocity from A to B represent PR1. What is that velocity? W1. That is W1. Then distance, time BC, time taken to travel from B to C is distance from B to C, which is A over velocity of B to C, that is W2. So you have to add these two. No, don't take A out because both W1 and W2, they are equal. See, U cos 60 plus V cos alpha, U cos 60 plus V cos alpha, they are same. So you can write it as 2A over W1. The reason for that is W1 is equivalent to W2. We can have W2 as W1. So it is 2A over W1. So 2A, what is W1? U cos 60. So this is in denominator. U cos 60 is half U plus V cos alpha. V cos alpha, what is cos alpha? Adjacent over hypotenuse, that is y over 2V. Y over 2V. So V get cancelled. Take the common denominator. Common denominator is 2. Then it is 2A over U plus Y divided by 2. So can send this denominator to, because the denominator is denominator's denominator. So we can take the reciprocal and put that in numerator. That becomes 4A. Then U plus Y. What is Y? Y is 4V square minus 3u square square root. This is the answer.